So now what are current affairs? In one of my initial classes, I said that in the UPSC syllabus, it is there is no term like current affairs. There is no term like current affairs. What is mentioned is, what is mentioned? Events of national and international importance. So it is mentioned events. It's actually the focus is on events, but rather than events, anything can come. For example, let's say there is a question on blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is not an event, right? Isn't an event. It's not an event, but this is something which emerged recently in the technology field. It's not an event, but many things connected to blockchain technology may happen as an event, but it's not an event. So things which are not event can also come. Are you able to understand? So there can be a parliament building, new parliament building. So building is being constructed only. There is no inaugural ceremony or nothing is being conducted, but still there can be a question on that. So even though the term used by UPSC is events of national and international importance, there can be questions which are not events. So we have to be a little bit more generalistic or very lenient towards that particular aspect. But rather than current affairs, the term mentioned is events of national and international importance. So whatever that you feel as important from the exam perspective, from a national arena as well as international arena, you have to prepare for UPSC exam. So when you study, you have to study political aspects of political importance. Political does not mean the political parties, but the political system as such, like judiciary, executive, legislature, such aspects in the federal level, at the center level, as well as the state level. You have to prepare. Economic aspects, social aspects, all such things can come. And you have to know how to analyze also. Analysis is a skill you have that is relevant mainly for mains. For mains, it's usually the analysis which is being brought into. If there is a, let's say there is a discussion on the basic structure. Let's say some minister said that the basic structure doctrine should be abolished. So that is something which happened recently. Okay. Then what you have to do? It is connecting to a static topic, which is basic structure, which you can usually learn from the polity textbook itself. But some discussion or some debate about that is there in current affairs. So you have to link both, and then you have to analyze. So that analysis is crucial there. So this is how you should study current affairs. So with respect to current affairs, you have to break it subject-wise. So these are all prelims related subjects: history, geography, polity, environment, economy, science and technology. All these are prelims related topics only. These are static topics. These static topics should be clubbed with the dynamic topics, current affairs. So history related, what are the current affairs? Geography related, what are the current affairs? Polity related, what are the current affairs? Like that. Economy. And you should not limit with this. You can even the main topics also, you can link it like that. For example, let's say disaster management related current affairs, internal security related current affairs, ethics related current affairs, international relations related current affairs. So that is needed for mains. Ethics related current affairs is not relevant for prelims. But when you are writing mains, if there is something there, you have to note it down and use it in your exam hall. So this is how you should be clubbing. Current affairs is not a separate subject altogether. It's an extension of the static topic. So what I usually approach is that when you are a beginner, when you are starting preparation, don't worry too much about current affairs. Focus on building your basics. You should be really, really thorough with your static subjects: history, geography, polity, economics. Particularly these 4 subjects are very core subjects, and these should be your strong points. Any question come from history, geography, polity, economics, you should be able to answer. Don't worry too much about current affairs, because only without understanding the basics, you will not be able to connect it with the current affairs. Let's look at the same example which I discussed. If a minister says something about abolishing the basic structure, without understanding the basic structure, how can you understand that current aspect? So the focus should be the static areas. The static area should be your focus, at least in the beginning. Later on, you can worry about the current affairs, but without understanding the basics, again, coming back to the mistake, when you see beginners, I see that they are behind newspapers, they are behind these YouTube channels, news analysis, editorial analysis, and things like that. So the basics are not strong. If I ask them a very fundamental question, they may not be able to answer. But they're looking at the advanced topic. These are advanced. Current affairs is an extension of the static. So the base is actually the static. Current affairs is something advanced. So initially, you should not worry too much about the advanced topics. Have a peripheral idea. Every day you should read newspapers. Have some idea, like this is what is happening. But at that time, you may not be exactly able to connect with the static topics. That's okay, perfectly fine. But gradually build this static knowledge. Later onwards, you will be able to understand. Don't aim for 100% perfection right from the beginning. That's okay. But don't stop the habit of reading newspapers. You should develop the habit of reading newspapers. You should be thorough with the happenings around you. You can watch news channels, not a problem. But there should be some time limit, maybe half an hour or maximum 1 hour. That is the time you should spend on understanding current affairs. That is what is needed.